if you think that policing shouldn't change after George Floyd or Jamar Clark or Terrence Franklin, obviously not in Minneapolis, but after Philando Castile up in Falcon Heights,
Yeah.
um, if you think that that is the case, then what else do you think is okay? What else are you sort of okay with
Mm.
happening in the background? What is it that you see as a gray area that as long as it doesn't encroach on your life that you are okay with? Because I think we are reaching this sort of tipping point of like what is complicity, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that so often when you think about people in liberal spaces, it's this notion that like, well, I can't be racist because I do X, Y, and Z. I can't be because I've marched and done this or because my family did that.
Yes.
And that's not the reality that we live in anymore. You don't
Yes.
get a badge, you don't get a card that says, you get one free just because you put a Black Lives Matter yard sign up, you know?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and so I think, I don't know if intersectionality has reached the place that, things like defund or woke has in terms of, terms that have been co-opted and used in sort of like nefarious ways or just sort of stripped of meaning. But I think if people start to see all the ways that these intersections reach each other between marginalized groups around the globe.
Yes.
They will understand that if you are a refugee that is coming from certain parts of Africa, that if you are someone that is living in Palestine, if you are, in so many places where regimes are basically cracking down on people, um, that you are all connected. That all of this has meaning to each other, is conversation with each other. Um, and it's one of these simple things that what does it actually mean to be free? What does it actually mean to be free? And that's a question that I think, some people want to actively avoid because it helps them. And it's
Mm.
one that I think more people are waking up to.
Mm. Mm. Yes. Yes. And I think one of the things that you said that really stood out to me is a question around humanity and what does it mean to be able to recognize the humanity in other people and other experiences?